Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Elijah and welcome to my very first video. Now, I thought I might create this channel just to show you guys my personal journey in becoming a physician. I know we don't know much about each other, so I'll go first and provide some background info. So this past semester, I finished all my courses to obtain an associate's degree in health sciences. So for the next couple of years, I'll be taking my talents to Westchester University, and there I'll finish out my bachelor's degree, take the pre-med core classes, study for the MCAT, and eventually apply to medical school. So before we get into the video, I wanted to talk about my major a little bit. So the health science major is a very broad major. It exposed me to a lot of different careers in healthcare. And that was great for me because it allowed me to narrow down my choice of what I wanted to do. So I was taking classes in environmental science, nutrition, mind and body, psychology, and I even took human and anatomy, physiology 1 and 2, microbiology. And those classes really helped determine my transition into medicine. So I came here to talk about the things that I've learned this past semester as a pre-med student. And I think the biggest thing that I learned is to be very intentional with your learning. I'm going to take y'all way back. This teacher in grade school, I'll never forget it. It's one of those that like sticks with you the rest of your life. So he went on to explain the differences between a successful and unsuccessful person. And he basically said that the successful person, day in and day out, does what they do not feel like doing. And that has been something that has stuck with me this past semester. I noticed that when I put something off or said I'll do it later, or didn't have a plan or didn't study one night, obviously that affected my grades. But when I did what I didn't feel like doing and actually put time towards things, I noticed that it was a better outlook overall. And when I was in my microbiology course, my professor said that, learning is in levels. You want to get an A in the class, you have to go past level 1 of learning. Basically said that level 1 was just studying the material to know it, right? So the example he used was, you know that 2 plus 2 equals 4, but do you know how to get to that answer? So what he was trying to say was that you can't just stop at level 1 for learning. You have to go to the next level and understand why you got to the answer 4, right? Because we can all know how to do things, but if we don't know why, then really what's the point? So that's something that stuck with me when I started to go and study, when I was, doing my homework. I would specifically start to seek out the why behind the answer. And that has helped me. Like, you guys don't even know how much those two things right there helped me in just becoming a better student, right? I mean, I got okay/good grades in high school, but I kid you not, I did not study at all. Like it was, I was one of those that would open up the book like the day before the test and then look at everything and, go take the test. And, you know, when I got to college, that really wasn't the standard for me anymore. And I started to try to seek out ways and really what was my way of studying. And those two things helped me out a lot, like I said. So I think if you're intentional about your learning, then you'll get more out of it and you'll get a better grade. So another thing that I learned this semester is life is a balance. You talk to some people and they just tell you that they have no life and that they're doing this 24/7 and they barely have time for anything else. And I'm just a sole believer in really making time for the things that you love. And this is part of the reason why I started doing this. You're not just going to be studying 24/7, we have 24 hours in the day, and 24 hours, unless you're crazy, and unless that's what you want to do, will not be dedicated to studying and homework and school. And as I started to incorporate more things that I wanted to do and hobbies and little things that I might have been interested in, it actually helped me out for the better because my whole focus wasn't just on school. Now I'm, getting into things that piques my interest, and it helped my grade overall and helped me as a person, because sometimes, we all do it, we're all guilty. We look on social media or we talk to other friends, and sometimes it's a competitive nature and they like to explain how much they've been studying. And then you start thinking about it and you're like, should I be, you know, studying as much as this person? But you really just do whatever works for you. Comparison is the thief of joy. So, it's also important to have a balance. Go do that one thing you love. Go play that video game. Like I play video games. I find time to play video games even. So, that shouldn't stop when you get to undergrad. Find times to do it, even if it's in small amounts. So I actually think that this is the biggest thing that I've learned over all the other things that I've said in this video. And that is to be in the present moment. I can't tell you how many times that I've looked so far into my journey and just really, the only thing that it did was stress me out, I only have control over this moment. So, when you realize that, it makes your life so much more stress-free and not worrying about things that really aren't even here yet, They'll get there when they get there. And so you just have to continue to put your foot forward and really focus on what's going on right now. And, you know, tomorrow's not here yet. Yesterday's already gone. So this is what you have control over right here, right now. And that's something that I've always struggled with. And each year I try to tell myself that, live in the now, be present. This is the only moment that you're in. But there's still so much that I can, fix and not worry about, because being a pre-medical student, there's so much that can influence you getting in. So I completely understand it when you're like, yeah, I have to plan this out and this has to work here, and that I have to do this by this and then start doing this. But sometimes it could burn you out, and like that's the last thing that you want to do. So yeah, you know, just chill, go on the journey, and be appreciative of the journey, you know? Just gotta keep on going through the good and the bad. So yeah, those were like really the things that I've learned this semester, and taking it with me into the next semester and just keep on trucking towards this goal of mine that I have to become a physician. If you stayed to the end of this video, thank you. I appreciate it. And I plan on coming up with more content and just really sitting here and having a talk, and we could just talk it out. Do what you got to do your homework, we study, and just continue to chase our dreams and goals. So yeah, this was pretty fun. See you in the next video.